participating with APEGA? How can I start my process? Yeah, at the beginning when I started my like registration process, I registered as a kind of like foreign licensee or something like that. But when I moved here, I turned everything to the like professional engineering designation. So yeah, when I moved here in 2015, like a lot of you, and I wanted to know how the market, how the industry works here. The good thing about the Edmonton is that like you can find a lot of volunteering opportunity. You know, like all the organizations are open to give you to provide you this opportunity. So it is very good chance because when you volunteer to somewhere, you dedicate your time, even in more cases, your money, like maybe it's very minimum, but yeah, you put your time and you sacrifice your time to that organization. But like in return, you get a lot of things. You learn how the system works, and also you build a kind of very mutual trust between the organization and yourself. So from there, you find some friends, like some people who can trust you and you can trust. Yeah, it happened to me always, but I wanted to find somewhere that I volunteer with a lot of places, but I wanted to find somewhere that fits to my field, you know, fits to my engineering field. I wanted to see more engineers, like more, I don't know, like company CEOs, more people who work in the field or in my field. And get to know like the people. Like I wanted to become familiar with the industry, become familiar with the local engineer or local geoscientist. And yeah, for that, like I went to the APEGA website to find out what is the opportunity. But before finding the opportunity, I found a lot of presentation, a lot of like events that I can go and participate on in those events. Some of them I had to like pay, I don't know, like $10, $20 or something like that. Some of the events also, but most of them also were free. One of the events that I just like got to know in Ayat was one of those events. Like I participate in the event like this, like but in person. And there was a lot of like immigrants, a lot of people, like even the engineers when they participate in that event. And yeah, that was a kind of a starting point. But at the same time, from there, from participating in different events, I find out that okay, I can go and volunteer with different subcommittees within the APEGA. One of the like the big events that I can go, I went and participated. Could you go back to the first slide? Yeah, thank you. And was the Science Olympic. You know, like the APEGA has a kind of big event. They call it like that's annual event. I think there was not happen this year, but that annual event, that's Science Olympic. And you work with the high school, with the schools, and they build some engineering craft, and they bring and present like those kids. They bring their like handworks, and they present there, and like that's a kind of one-day event. Yeah, that Science Olympic was one of the events that I participated, and I found a lot of friends there. So after that, I participated in the science night, and also it was a kind of monthly event that we used to go to the school to like to present the APEGA to the kids, and teach them some engineering scopes. And in parallel, I was studying for my MPP exam. And I think some of you knows that like maybe that the MPP, what is the MPP exam? That's the kind of ethic exam for the engineers. And yeah, it was a kind of like maybe difficult, hard, and but it's worth it because I wanted to take the step toward being licensed here. Yeah, I did the MPP exam, and after that, I found out that okay, I can be part of the like question providers for this MPP team. I registered for that team, and there it went to a lot of checkpoints, and but like after a lot of like confidentiality review or this types of the thing, they approved me as a part of team, and I became, and now I am also a part of the question provider for this MPP exam, the exam that I put like a few months time, energy, and now, but like when I joined the team, I was really excited because the I was the question provider for that exam, and it was really interesting. So in parallel, also I was a part of the sponsorship subcommittee of the Edmonton branch. It was a kind of great opportunity to me to get to know some of the people who I still work with them now, because we started some friendship. Now we are colleagues. I'm client, but they are my contractor. And yeah, it was they were before like joining the board. In one of the AGM I participated, I think it was 2015 AGM or 2016, I don't remember exactly. Yeah, I participated there, and after talking with some of the engineers, some of the people there, and I realized that yeah, I'm not I'm not the P.Eng, but I can become the part of the board. I can become the part of the decision makers team. So I started to build more relationship for the next AGM. It took me a while, and in the next AGM, I stepped in and I put my name as a kind of candidate for the Edmonton branch board. And yeah, in that AGM, I got enough vote to become the board member. It was another step forward to take the leadership position, to become a part of the decision maker team. When I become the board member, and I started chairing some of the subcommittees, like outreach subcommittee. Last year, I was again. I got candidate, and I got elected like in the last 2 years, 3 years. Again, I was treasurer of the Edmonton branch board, and currently I'm the vice chair of the Edmonton branch board. So I'm telling you all of these stories because when you start volunteering with the APEGA, it's not only like some about volunteering, because you starting building, expanding your networks within the engineer, within your future colleagues. When you expand your networks, it helps you to learn more about the leadership, more about you. It helps you to learn more about your like leadership skill or engineering skill, technical skill, how the system works, like where these people the people are you working with them, where they are working. Like in some cases when I was volunteering, I used to invite those people to the coffee, like during the lunchtime. They were busy, but after building some trust, they were accepting my invite for maybe half an hour coffee, like after work hours, after 5-6 p.m. or like during the lunchtime. And I was asking them about their work environment, how the system works. Even when I was applying for the job, I was asking them for the help to reviewing my application process or like my resume or cover letter, because they are each cities, each like organization has got its own system. But when I was become of the APEGA team, I had access to a lot of people to just like collecting a lot of information. I mean, it was somehow like long process, but it was a kind of very enjoyable process, which I still deal with that and I really enjoy. Can we go to the second page? And then I could. Oh, okay, good. Thanks. And you know that the story that I told you, a lot of you can exactly follow that process. It's built for everyone. It's not only for me or like for other people. It's built for everyone. You guys can take those steps exactly, and you can even you can do the shortcuts because it took me a lot of time to like to recognize that okay, there is some opportunity within the like APEGA because I didn't nobody told me those stories, but I want to like I just explored them by myself. Now I'm telling you, and you guys can take the shortcut. So within the APEGA Edmonton branch, I'm telling you about the APEGA Edmonton branch, but in parallel, whole APEGA has got its own opportunity as well. The details that now I'm giving you here is mostly about the Edmonton branch. We have different subcommittees, and we are always open to use your services, your help, your support. One of these are like subcommittees are the luncheon, and you guys can volunteer and you can become a part of the subcommittee, and at the same time you can participate in this luncheon. Technically, in the normal situation, like before COVID, we had the kind of in-person luncheon, and we used to invite some like someone from the industry and use their and have their presentation, and also at the same time we could like take the lunch. And but now we don't have those in person. But the good side, the positive side is most of these presentations now are free. Before that, there was some cost associated with that, like small cost, but now most of them are free. Even you can participate in the Edmonton brand presentation, and you can participate also in the like Calgary luncheon event. And at the same time, you guys can like let me know, and if you want, I can help you to become to volunteer with any sub any of this subcommittee that you want and you are interested. The social subcommittee was also very helpful to me at the beginning. The social subcommittee usually has some like one or two, maybe three events like during the year. They organize like visiting some infrastructure projects, some projects, some different projects which are under construction or completed. One of the projects that I visited in 2016, I think, was the Anthony Hinde project, and I visited there, and I know I started to get to know some people that they were like I find one of my first mentor when I joined that event. When I visited there, and I found some guys that can mentor me, and in that event I asked his mentorship support, and he accepted. So I came back after that event, and I started asking Apega to build this mentorship program for me. So another subcommittee that we have is outreach subcommittee, which like we go to the schools and teach kids some engineering like principles. And but now, unfortunately, because of the COVID, our initiatives are very limited. But still, we are thinking to build some virtual activities for the kids. But we need your help. Like always, I chaired this subcommittee like for 2 years. It's a kind of we can use your services as much as like you can volunteer, and also I mean there is no limitation for the people to volunteering to joining to this group. Also the APEGA like Edmonton branch has a sponsorship subcommittee. We use like different engineering companies, different construction companies sponsorship program. So also, as I told you in previous slide, my own his story, the sponsorship subcommittee was one of the committees that I joined them. From there I knew like a lot of companies who are active in our field, and I think I wrote the social subcommittee twice, and the golf subcommittee is another one that you guys, if you are interested, if you like golf, or even if you don't like golf, always you can join, and maybe you can take some responsibility. And again, thank you for your time, and all the organizer Elena, Kamalje, and also my friend Inayat, and also thank you for like listening to this story, and I'm happy to take your questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vahid. That was an amazing story, and you didn't even mention how much you are helping us at ERIEC. Because yes,
my focus was on APEGA, but honestly, in parallel with all of these APEGA activities, I was just like doing a lot of like collaboration with ERIEC. I try only focus on the APEGA side, but it was not only APEGA. You know, when you don't have a specific job, you have plenty of time to deal with a lot of things. But Elena is also my old friend, and she helped me a lot in ERIEC. To the first mentorship program that I took is from ERIEC, and my first mentor. Now she used to work for the city, and it was my starting point with the city. And like she saw my now she joined to the provincial government, and recently she saw my LinkedIn and she said that, oh, congrats, I see that you're working with the city. I mean, it was very helpful, ERIEC support, and I really appreciate, and I won't forget all those help support.